Welcome back, everybody. I've got another video for you guys of my full STI swap to a Subaru Outback. And I've made a few video clips of me tearing down some more parts so you guys can follow along in the process. If you're doing something like this at home, you might be able to watch me troubleshoot something, and then maybe that'll help you. But without further ado, let's get to it. We'll get to these clips. Alright, so we got most of the exhaust assembly off. We got the muffler here. This thing is mangled. Probably not going to be reusable, which is a bummer because it was really nice looking. It sounded really cool. But we've got some cracks all around here. And then, of course, these are all twisted and mangled. And I don't even know what this is. I don't know if it's aluminum. You know what? Oh, a magnet. Let's do the old magnet test. Where did I put the magnet, though? There it is. Probably the most helpful tool when you're working under a car and nuts and bolts go flying everywhere and you can reach down through the cracks and crevices with this guy. It is aluminum or titanium. Might be titanium. So I won't be welding any of that. I don't know how to weld any of that stuff. That's okay. And then here's the cat back. It's like, you can see that is about 5 feet long. It's pretty long, 3-inch stainless steel. Pretty lightweight. This thing, however, is kind of heavy. It's got a lot of material in there, I guess. But you can see the flange right there is bent too, so this will probably just go in the garbage or get recycled. And then got a little battle scar from this. Lucky I've had my tetanus shot recently. So look underneath here. You can see where the axle was. That axle came out and injured somebody that's still in the hospital today in a coma. But we got the exhaust and the muffler off and out of the way. Trying to get as much of that stuff out as I can so that when I go to pull out the wiring harness, I can get the whole wiring harness out of the whole car. And then I'll be able to use the computers that are from this car in that one out there. So I don't have to do any crazy wiring. At least that's the plan. So we'll come back when I've got some more stuff torn apart. Alright, we just got the cold air intake removed. That was kind of a pain in the butt, but we got it. There was some damage right here underneath the bumper, and this metal plate here was pushed into the filter, so I had to peel this off and bend it out by hand. Yeah, but the damage to the filter is very minimal. I could easily reuse this, and I will. There's no tears in it. So, not too bad. I got hit right in that corner and didn't break. It does look like there might be something in here broken, though, from the intake back. I don't remember it wiggling like that, but it is plastic, so you never know. Could have just snapped. So we got a rag stuffed in there so we don't get any junk in there. And yeah, we're going to continue on. Still haven't got that bolt off of there. I have an idea. I'm going to try something. Maybe we'll do that. And we'll come back. Alright, so we got the struts disconnected, both sides. Got the strut tower brace removed. Before I remove those, I relieve the tension on the brake line and the sensor line, because these things will just drop violently, and I know this line over here would have been holding up the strut when it fell. So to avoid any damage, take that off first and then drop it. Drop it like it's hot. I got this side off as well. Same thing. Disconnect the line here. Disconnect this guy up here so that neither one of these are holding any tension. And then I got the wiring harness disconnected, and over here I've got the fan controls disconnected here. Right there, that guy. There's another one down here on the bottom. You can see the plug right there hanging. So this should be able to come right out now. Alright, there's the whole radiator assembly. So that's going to drain. So we're going to put that over a drain bucket. It's right here. Let that drain out in there. And then once it's drained out, the rest of it, I'll put it up on the shelf with the other parts. So there we go. We're getting closer and closer to pulling the motor out. I still have all this wiring I need to disconnect here as well. So I'll get to that and we'll come back afterwards. Alright, we got started on the wiring harness on the engine. So started here and worked my way over. Got this all loosened up. Got the fuse box unbolted. So there's another harness coming out of the back of the fuse box. So you have to remove the fender. I removed the fender on the other side as well, so I could gain access to the wiring harness, because the goal is to save it. I don't want to have to rewire it because I'm not an electrical engineer and I'll probably screw it all up. So if I can save the factory wiring harness and then reuse it, then that would be best. Unfortunately, I cut the dang wires off the doors, so I'm going to have to fix that. Because that'll be like the window regulators and the speakers and the mirrors and things like that, the mirror controls. So I shouldn't have done that. I should have unplugged them from the door, but you saw the doors, they were mangled, so it probably would have been worth it though to get the cables and unplug them from inside the door, because now I have to piece them back together. Luckily they're color coded, if I could speak. I'm a little worn out. I think maybe next I'll take the bumper off and get that out of my way, and then we'll go from there and see if we can get some more progress done on this. Got the fenders and the hood sitting over there. The hood isn't too bad. It's got a little ding on the corner. I'm going to sell it for $100. Alright, so we got some more progress done tearing down the front end. I got the bumper removed. I got the headlights removed, both fenders. Started unclipping the wiring harness from the frame. Yeah, it's a little tricky. You got these little guys right here. You gotta push in the outsides with some little nippers or your fingers if you're dexterous enough. And then just push that through. There we go, got it. Can be done with one hand. It's not easy though. And then some of these, like this, that's in the frame. Oh, maybe I can get to it. I didn't realize this was open here. So I'll do this off camera. It'll take too long to record and do it with one hand. Plus, there's one down in there that I'm not going to be able to reach with my hands. I don't believe. I might be able to, but we'll see. Still have the AC condenser on because I haven't had, it still has the gas in it, so I don't have any extra cash to hire someone to come over and evacuate it yet, so we'll wait on that. We'll probably get to a point where that'll be the last thing. I still need to flush the brakes, get the brake fluid out, probably power steering fluid too. Well, there's some more progress. Alright, so we got a little bit of an update. We got some things removed from the front end, that being the AC condenser, and we got the wiring harness from the driver's side that wraps around the front of the car disconnected and laying down here on the ground. And I got all the clips and grounds disconnected here. I'm careful not to damage any of them, so taking my time. If I have to stab myself with a screwdriver on accident to get it off without damaging it, I might do that. Hopefully that doesn't have to happen. Alright, so now we're working on getting access to the harness that goes through the interior of the vehicle. And I've already, you can tell by my heavy breathing, I've been tearing this stuff apart for a while now. So I got the center console off where all the cool buttons are. This guy, it's got like the sport button and all that. Makes the car a little bit more fun. Got the shifter cover off. Got access to a couple of the computers. And I started to notice, although it doesn't smell, the floor is wet. So it's probably been wet for years. And I bet if we pull this up and look under there, you probably see some water. Maybe not. Let's see. See the water right there? See it dripping? No rust either. I'm guessing it's been in there for a very long time. But it'll be nice to get the carpet out of the way and then be able to sit down in here and not get my butt wet. So we'll come back when we get some more stuff done, maybe after the carpet's removed. And then we can start disassembling the dashboard. That'd be really cool if this would fit in my Outback, but I have a feeling that there's no way in heck. Maybe I'll do some measuring to see if it's even worth trying. Otherwise, it's just going to be a wiring nightmare, and I don't want that. I'd rather use the entire wiring harness from this whole car and just put it in that one. Could be wishful thinking. We'll see. See when we come back. Alright, so I got the center console unplugged and removed out of the way. I'm getting closer to getting the carpet out of here. Looks like I just need to remove the back seats. So we're almost done with that. I got everything out of the way. I got the trunk open. It was actually not that hard. I just had to peel off the interior part and then push this with a screwdriver towards the driver's side of the car, and it just opened right up and opened, and the struts still work. See, that still opens by itself. Doesn't open very far, but that's alright. As soon as I get these panels off, the rest of these panels off of the ceiling here, I'll be able to get to the nuts holding these on, and I'll be able to get this up and out of here and throw it away. I need to get the wiring out of it too, though, so we're working on that. I got the subwoofer out. It was crushed right there. Didn't actually suffer any damage, but we're almost getting the tire out, spare tire. You can see this thing is bent over. And I used to have a piece that went across the top here, this like little spring-loaded cover that you pulled back, and it came back here and covered up the back of the car. But I think that helped keep it from crushing any further, and I think if it was any further, it'd be a hell of a lot harder for me to get this stuff out. But I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to get the tire out of here. I'm going to pull these out, these inserts out if I can. This one might be hard, but I'll get all the tools that are in here still. I still have the spanner wrenches and the Subaru tools that came with it. A little Subaru Phillips head, spanner wrenches for the struts. So I'm going to yank all this stuff out of here, and then we'll come back and see the results. Alright, we successfully removed the trunk and the wiring harness woven throughout the trunk. This guy here, like I said before, I'm trying to save as much of that as I can possibly get. If you see any cut wires, that's because I couldn't get the actual connector apart where it was located, so I just cut the wires off. This can still be unclipped and then reused. So there we go. Got complete access to the trunk now. See the water in here? A little bit of water. It'll probably be all evaporated by tomorrow. Now I can get these bolts here and get the seats off. That bolt there, that one, or nut. There's two more bolts there. After I remove the seat backs, I should be able to get to those. And then there's one more down there. So I'm going to work on those. Once I get the seats out, I should be able to get all of the carpeting out, and then I can get to 90% of the wiring harness located within the vehicle. So we'll do that, and we'll come right back. Alright, it wasn't easy, but I got the seats out. Having this side of the car pushed in made it a little bit more difficult, because there's a rod that goes all the way through both the seats at the hinge point, and it goes through that hole, and it goes through a steel plate, that guy, and that's bolted in. And there's another one over here. Alright, sorry about that. I dropped the phone and hit stop recording at the same time. So here's the other plate. It was just like this. You can see where it was bolted in at, but took some doing, but I got it out of there. Now I can access the fuel tank. I'm guessing this has larger fuel pump than the factory fuel pump that's in the Outback, so I'll probably gonna be using that. But at least now I can get to the rest of the trim and the carpet and get all that out of my way, and then I get the rest of the wiring harness out. I need a break though. Then we'll come back with some more progress here in a little bit. Here's my pile of parts too. I need to clean all this stuff off really good, and then I'll put it in my spare room inside so it's out of the way and doesn't get any more damage. Alright, and we have success. We got the carpet removed in one piece. And there's water down here. Now, I could probably just drill a hole and drain all the water out, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put a towel in here. There's no water on the passenger side. It was just the driver's side. And I did find some money. So, there's about a quarter. There's a couple more quarters. So, might be buying an adult beverage for all this hard work. Oh, that's weird. Sticky pad underneath the driver's side so the carpet doesn't move. Well, I think I'm going to call it for the day, and then we'll jump in here and tackle this again tomorrow. See if we can get the wiring harness out. I might have to remove the dash first, so we'll see what happens. It's a learning process as we go. Alright, well, thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, post those down at the bottom. And as always, keep building. And try to be good to each other. We're not here for very long.